the stupidest, most expensive thing we ate.
Yeah.
Because we went to Tiffin's in Animal Kingdom.
We didn't choose it.
And my sister chose it. And then we got there and looked at the menu. And I'm like,
We're like, ow,
yeah.
ow, 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 ow.
And we
They ripped me off on dessert.
luckily we went for lunch. So at least, lunch menu, they had a lunch special for $35, and
Or
it's still
you
the
could
cheapest
choose
entree.
salad and
Wow.
entree.
Yeah, that's an expensive lunch.
Yeah, you have two options like Tina said. You can choose
salad and entree.
Salad and entree
Or
or
entree and dessert.
So it's a prefix.
Yeah.
And you have two different entree options. So I went with the chicken, Tina went with the steak. Those were both incredible. They were
Was that the really
super-
nice plated food I saw the pictures
Yeah.
of?
Yes.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
really good, but it also looked kind of small.
Yeah,
The steak was fine.
The portions weren't great, but they weren't like small. I mean, they were
Yeah.
fine.
No, the dessert was...
Anytime things are plated really
This
well, it
waiter
looks small.
must have thought he was funny because he brought out spoons for him and his sister. In
case you wanna share the dessert.
In case you want to share. He brings out the dessert. And I'm like, share what? The crumbs?
There's literally like a bite of each thing, and there were only two things. So there's no sharing.
And a single banana slice. Not a banana, just a single banana
But
slice.
it's the perfect slice.
No, it's not. You son of a bitch.
Honestly, my favorite place we ate while we were there was a Mexican place near our friends.
Oh.
They had
They
one
did tableside guacamole.
that
Yeah,
they put
that looked really
crab
good.
meat in, and then they also made. I don't think
Like we
took it-
watched them making it. Like she cored the avocados
right
and
there,
like
so-
mashed it up and did like squeeze the lime.
I
juice.
love tableside
Pardon me.
guacamole.
But I loved the chimichanga because instead of doing like a burrito, which is deep frying it, they put all the meat in the center of a tortilla, made it like a dumpling, just kind of bowed it at the top, and dropped it in the deep fryer. Ooh, and that's
I'd
how I
eat
ate.
that.
Oh, it was so good.
I'd eat that.
Mine was delicious.
So what souvenirs did you guys bring back? Anything?
I brought back. I got a Sanderson sister Mickey's
Hood-
Not So
a
Scary
sweater.
Sweater, which was awesome.
Cool.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah, it
glittery
was
as
one
fuck.
the you have to be not so spooky to.
Yeah,
get it.
they were like,
That's-
"Oh, we see the wristband, so you can come in
That's
and
the kind of
shop."
stuff you'd want to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Michelle.
Yeah.
Oh, are we on?
One quick.
Oh,
one,
Michelle's there?
one quick last question. What'd y'all think of the projection mapping during the shows? On, like,
I
the
liked it
castle?
for the Not So Scary because I like the story that it told.
Yeah.
Chat?
On the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super.
I
good.
liked it.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen the one for not Wishes, but Happily Ever After, but I hadn't seen Mickey's, and I know I think they updated it to where it's like it looks.
Oh, it's
super
it's
Yeah,
a straight
it's
up
very
cartoon,
nice.
and it moves a lot. Like
Yeah.
settings, everything changes so much. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I still don't know how they get the colors as accurate as they do. I want to know how.
They tested it like 3 a.m. Like
Yeah.
the park is shut
No,
down.
no, I'm saying like the castle's blue and white, and it's projecting
Alright.
on blue backgrounds.
I got
and it's
the
coming up
chat
as
up now. Let's
popping
see.
color as it is. It's like, how are you doing that? How are you
You
doing
wanna know
that?
how? Because there's a mouse. they pay people a lot.
There's a
of
mouse
money
in
to
the
figure
house.
that out.
Yeah.
So you guys had a good time, though. It looked like you had a lot of fun.
I
jealous.
am planning our next one.
Okay, let's plan.
Awesome.
Let's plan the episode.
All right, let's
Okay.
do this show then. You guys ready for?
I'm ready.
All right,
Ready.
so Tina, you probably got the best.
No, I do not.
I'll go first.
All right, you first.
Zach second.
Zach
Tina
second.
third.
Tina. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep.
On this episode of the Culture Smash Cast,
The Disney Mouse says no more ads.
We live in a society.
It truly will be a dark fate if they terminate the rights.
It's the Culture Smash Cast, episode 503 for, I have to look closely, October the 9th, 2019. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of Culture Smash TV.
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
Tina Heimbach, contributor to Culturesmash.tv.
Zach Martin,
Man with glasses.
a blind man.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Welcome to the
Join
Glasses
us.
Crew.
Welcome to the Glasses Crew.
Join us.
We're all nerds.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're listening to the audio-only version of this show, if you look at us on YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/CultureSmashTV. You can hear our pre-show discussion of Tina
Disney.
and Nico's Disney trip.
Disney World.
Disney World. And Tina's reveal of her poop.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be there for you.
Stunning.
It's very stunning.
Apparently, it was Nico's poop too.
It was. Totally.
Yeah, double
I was
poop.
not the only one.
I just wasn't the one who talked about it.
So, Nico, can you pull up the box office? Because
I
I'm just
can.
seeing that I did
One
not put
moment.
it in the rundown. I was in a rush today. We have some cool stuff to
I
talk
will.
about. So if you're coming to the show having not seen The Joker or Rambo Last
Wait,
Blood.
the Joker?
Joker.
Just joke.
Oh, okay.
Just joke. Yeah.
Is that the Joker?
Yeah,
There
it's
were
not the
multiple.
Joker.
apparently.
Yeah. So you may want to revisit this show in a day or two after you see those, because we are going to break those films down and discuss
Spoilers.
full of spoilers. Well, while he's pulling up the box
I've got
office, okay, you want to do box office or film ball? What do you guys
We'll
want
do
to do?
film ball. Mine
Okay.
can be quick.
Go
Let's
for
do
it.
film ball.
So at sixth place, tie between Sarah and me with a beautiful goose egg. Number 5 is Steven with a stunning 5.2 million.
Stunning.
Stunning. And number 4 is Nico with 25.8 million.
Oh.
Woo woo.
Third place is Hector with 36.2 million. Second place is Zach with 39.1 million. And in first place, with that it money, is Nathan at 196.8 million.
Nice.
So, quick question.
Yep.
Yeah.
How much did I pay for 1917?
You
Man, there was a new trailer for 1917.
Yeah,
on
it looks
Joker.
really good.
Like the first trailer already sold
paid
me, but
$25.
That's
$25.
Wasted $25.
So it gets limited release on Christmas,
Ooh.
and then it goes
It got
wide.
pushed.
oh,
It gets Oscar. So it goes wide on January 10th.
So suddenly your loss doesn't feel nearly as bad as
No,
Zach's
it
loss.
doesn't.
Well, I mean, he still wasted $27 on a movie that's.
Does that
yeah,
not
but
count
mine
for
was
my
a wild
game?
card.
His was a wild card.
Does it
Yeah.
not count for my game, or do I just get screwed on the numbers?
We only play wide release.
So,
We only play wide release. Yeah.
I mean, we can be.
why are we a family-friendly podcast?
We've never played limited release. So if you don't
If
know
you're
what,
gonna go that deep, at least apply some like lubricant.
oh no, bite the pillow, bite the pillow.
Going
So
in dry.
if you don't know what we're talking about, we play a game here on the show called Fantasy Film Ball. We take 100 virtual bucks, bid on the movies we think are going to make the most money, and then we do stuff like this every week until the end of the period to see who has won. So far, this is Zach's typical game. It looks good in the beginning, but it's premature.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Always in the top 1 or 2 for the first half of the game. Second half,
But hey,
Hey.
I'm gonna stab you later.
Okay, good. All right, so let's talk about the box office.
all right. Number 10, we have got Good Boys. It made $890 million, $890,000.
Wow, $890 million. Holy crap!
All right.
It's
Everyone in the world.
I mean, there's some good boys.
They're really good boys.
$890,000. It's made so far $82 million out of a $20 million budget. Number 9, we've got War at 1.6.
What's it good for?
1.6 million. It's
Say it
made
again.
so far. It's new this week, but made some money previously at 2.1 million. We don't know the budget.
It's a Bollywood movie.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay. Number 8 this week, Rambo: Last Blood made $3.6 million. It's made 30,
Oh, hey, Kiara. What's up?
$39.8 million out of a $50 million budget.
We unfortunately contributed to that.
Yeah, we did.
I feel happy knowing I didn't.
Number 7, we've got Ad Astra at 4.1 million. It's made so far 43.2 million. We don't
Ad
know the
Astra's
budget.
good.
Damn it! I need to go see this.
I do,
good
I do
movie.
too.
I like
Yeah, especially since it's your movie.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah. You paid $12 for it.
Are you serious?
it. Yeah.
You really need to go see it.
That's all I got from it?
Yeah.
Yep.
You are raking in currently right now $3.2 million per dollar that you bid.
Number 6, we've got Judy at 4.5 million. It's made 9 million so far. Don't know the budget. Number 5, It Chapter 2. It's pulling in another 5.3 million. It's made $202 million. We don't know the budget.
I should probably go see that.
You
too.
should probably go see it.
Probably.
Yeah.
However, it's on its 5th week, so haha, Nathan.
Haha, Nathan.
Haha.
Yeah,
And
game
it's
over.
done. Number 4 is Hustlers at 6.3 million. It's made 91.4 so far out of a $20 million budget. So that's we're getting some pretty good change. Number 3, we've got Downton Abbey at 7.9 million. It's made $73.6 million. Don't know the budget
That
there,
movie's making
but
money.
it cannot be more than that. It's
It
got to
can't
be
be.
made its
But
money.
old people need to see movies too.
I know
like
plenty of young
Downton
people
Abbey.
that like
I
this show.
Downton
Yeah.
Abbey. I want to do a refresher, like watch the last couple of episodes or something before I go see it.
Yeah.
Number 2, if you need a family movie, abominable
Abominable.
at $11.9 million. It's made $37.7 million so far out of a $75 million budget, and it's not even on its first week anymore, so that's not looking too good. And number one this week, we've got new Joker. Just Joker.
Just Joker.
Just Joker?
Just Joker.
That's a weird title.
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah.
Just do it. At $96.2 million. That's its budget so far. That's its total so far. We don't know the budget.
Estimated budget's around $75 million.
That makes sense. And it wouldn't have made
According
that.
to the Wikipedia.
So opening this weekend, The Addams Family. That's the new animated film. No rating on that one. No advanced screenings of it.
I'm gonna go see it, and you know what? I'm gonna get that black cherry icy. That's
All
what I'm
right.
gonna do.
That does sound
I
pretty
mean,
good.
it's a family movie. There's not a lot of family movies in this list. Oh, Lion
It's a
King is no
family-
longer in the top 10.
Hey.
It's a family
It's like
Halloween
4
movie.
months.
So it's gonna make some money.
It's gonna make
'cause
some
parents
money.
are gonna be like, "Oh, let's take the kids to see this, so that way they don't have nightmares."
I bet it makes more money than the other opening this weekend, which is Gemini Man.
Oh, I pray it does.
It's 31% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And
I want to like that movie.
I want to because I like Will Smith.
I
But
do too.
It-
And it's double. It's double Will Smith.
yeah, but one of them is a freakishly Polar Express looking version of Will Smith. It just...
Well, you
know,
don't
it's-
want to see it at 60 frames?
Well, it's like what we talked about with like After Earth.
Mm-hmm.
If you take away the charisma of Will Smith, you're like kneecapping him.
You totally kneecapping.
And there's nothing in this in any of the trailers. It's like, oh, Will Smith is fun and funny and all. It's like, no, none of that is in this trailer. So,
yeah, Will Smith is not that guy. He's not the guy to do like the serious,
I mean, you can with this,
but
right
not in an
person.
action movie.
Yeah, not in an action movie. Like Ali was great,
Yeah,
but
Ali is different.
But
That's
because
different.
Ali is also, snarky.
17 years ago.
Well, 17 years ago, but Ali, the person, is also snarky.
Yeah,
and likes
so
to
he
get
had some
things.
opportunity
So
to-
yeah, so oh well. Anyway,
All right, so let's move on. We got
mean-
some things to talk about. What?
You don't want to see Gemini Man HFR?
No one wants to see that.
so we want to talk about the movies first or the trailers first?
Okay,
Trailers.
so let's talk about the trailers real quick. So I posted these back to back, the Six Underground and the Birds of Prey trailers.
Six Underground is the Netflix movie directed by Michael Bay, starring Ryan Reynolds. And I love the fact that we were just talking, I believe, on the last
Yeah.
one or the one before that. I was like, what is Michael Bay
Yeah.
doing now?
Right.
We spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
This is our fault.
So you guys watched the trailer, I assume.
Yeah, I watched it.
I
Yes.
did not.
I can't make heads or tails of what the movie is. The trailer is
I've never
It's
been a
so
fan.
all over the place.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Michael Bay, and I had a friend watch it with me, and he was like, "You know what? I usually like Michael Bay because I like explosions, but even I don't know what's going on."
What
in this."
is it?
No, yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool.
there's
So,
so
it's not
many-
just me being biased.
There were so many different clips, and it's just all over the place as to what the story is. It feels like this is a trailer for a series that's already shot, because it doesn't feel like it feels like there's way more stuff in here that could be in a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, it's all just like slapped together or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds. It's like 6 people that are like,
They're former
Mercenaries.
special ops
Yeah.
people who fake their own deaths, and now they're mercenaries. It's the A-Team.
it's the
Yeah.
A-Team, except the A-Team was a good movie. This one does not
It's
look
like
good.
the
It was
18
okay.
and Red had a baby.
Oh, wait,
and
I
it
did
just
see this
turned-
trailer. This looked like garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing that got me the most is I saw both of these two trailers, this one and Birds of Prey back to back, and I had the same feeling about both. Like if you want to move on to Birds of Prey, I felt the same. I'm like,
Birds of
what is
Prey
this?
and an emancipation of Harley Quinn. Or I think it's a little bit more
And the
convoluted. but-
glorious emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a super convoluted title. Which, I mean, I get it. It's going for the Doctor Strangelove thing. But
I mean, it's not as bad as the assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford.
yeah.
you're right. It's not that bad.
I mean, this is again my bias showing. I actually really want to see this movie. So suck it.
I mean,
I
I
wanna see-
want it to be good, but the
wanna see
trailer's
the-
terrible.
Yeah, I want to see the movie.
the trailer's
It's-
bad.
the trailers didn't sell it. I did like. Ewan McGregor looks like he's having fun in this movie, so I
Yeah.
want to see that. You don't get a lot of the actual
But
Birds
he's
of Prey.
playing Black Mask. He doesn't have Black Mask on.
Yeah, you're
That's the
right.
thing.
You're right. It's so weird. I assume that's going to be something that comes into play, and they're just
Yeah.
keeping it out of the
Yeah.
trailers. But yeah, you don't get a lot of the actual Birds
Yeah,
of Prey,
it's-
even though technically they are first billed in the title of the movie.
Yeah.
I will say
You will say.
There is something good about this Michael Bay movie.
What?
It's not coming to theaters.
Yeah.
Michael Bay is not going to tarnish American theaters again.
At least
Oh, he
this
will.
one.
I mean,
Yeah.
will.
maybe in the future, but not this one.
And I wonder how
That's why I love Netflix for Adam Sandler. They have kept him away from the Cineplex.
He's doing that A24 movie though.
Yeah, but he's trying in that one.
Yeah, that looks like an actual.
He is not
performance.
trying in The Ridiculous Six.
Yeah.
And the 4 or 5 other films
that he's
made
done
that
straight to
nobody
Netflix.
remembers.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, Black Canary, like that one shot that they have of Black Canary where she's on stage singing, just blurry in the background, and then that martini glass is shaking. I liked that. I liked that a lot.
I thought that was a fine
Yeah.
touch, but really the only thing you get of the Birds of Prey, they really indicate
It's like
like
small little nods.
it's that you see them in snippets around Harley Quinn
Yeah.
when the focus of the camera is all
On
on
Harley.
Harley. You get that little shot of Black Canary. You get a shot of Huntress having her crossbow
Yeah.
like twice, and that's it. Everything's Harley in this movie.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if you want to make a Harley movie, just
Make a Harley movie.
Make a
Don't
Harley
call it-
movie.
Yeah.
so it seems really
Don't
weird.
call it Birds of Prey because people want to see Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Well, I think most people do want to go see Harley Quinn, but
Yeah.
it is kind of misleading.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll still see it. We'll see.
So, fun fact, I really thought this was like the sequel to Suicide Squad.
No.
I really thought it was.
Okay, yeah, it's not the James Gunn movie.
Until this
Yeah.
guy proved me
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
But I really
was
thought
like,
this
what
was,
the heck
I
are
thought
you
this was
talking
the James
about?
Gunn movie.
We had this
No.
whole
No.
conversation on Facebook about it. I'm
I
like,
forget who did this one, but
Yeah, I was like, this is just Guardians of the Galaxy with James Gunn because they couldn't. Yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really thought it was, and then you're like, no, it's not. I'm like,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy with James Gunn.
Yeah.
As
Gardens
opposed to
in
the
the
other
Galaxy.
Guardians.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, Gardens in the Galaxy.
Gardens in the Galaxy. Yeah,
Where's
okay.
he's not in this?
No, that's true.
Okay, so now we want to go to the movies.
All right, let's talk about the movies. Which one do you guys want to go to first?
Let's do Rambo.
All right, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Let's get Rambo out of the way.
Oh boy.
So, before we get too much into like the plot and that kind of thing, it must be noted that Zach and I were sent to the 40X for review of it, and the 40X went out of sync twice. So yeah,
So did
Right.
it go out of sync and then get back into sync? And go
no, it went out of
again?
sync.
And
Zach
then-
went and complained.
Uh-huh.
They
looked
shut it
at- They
off.
looked at me like I had a lobster crawling out of me. They're like,
You're selling this experience. You should know. when
Your
things
reviews.
go
You're
wrong
getting.
when
You're
need to
not.
pay it.
You didn't pay for this. You got comp passes.
Yes.
So you are the people that
Yeah.
this should be right for.
Exactly. So they reset it, and when they reset the experience, you can feel it. You feel the
goes
chairs
click.
off,
Oh,
and they
that's
clicked it back
and
on.
then 5 seconds later it goes.
Yeah, and it's funny because they waited till a dialogue scene or something to do it, so that it wouldn't be in mid shake.
Oh,
and
that's
then,
smart.
And then when it came back on, it was good for about 10 minutes and went right back out of sync again.
Right back out of sync.
So 40X is not the prime viewing
For
Yeah,
format for Rambo Last
I mean,
Blood.
let's be honest,
Also,
nothing is
in a
the prime.
theater,
I
it's
didn't
not a prime viewing format. for
I
Rambo Last Blood.
I also didn't think the 40X was really adding to that movie either. Like, I didn't think it was that great.
There's not a lot of atmospheric effect
Yeah.
in that movie.
No,
Well,
well, like
and
a
they-
moment where like you see some water dripping, you feel it, you know, and
Well,
a
and
lot
they
of
did.
gunfire.
They,
it
well, they made
vibrates,
some
but-
mistakes. There's some times in there where
They made the movie.
Well, yeah, but for 40X, there's a time when a gun gets like, cocked a bunch of times, and they tried to make the seat shift along with it, and it was too much.
You're
Alright,
not
so
gonna feel no.
It was too much. Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
Could it be,
so, it was stuff
could
like
it be
that. where
like,
you're
no? Here's what they should have done. I don't know how precise the motors are in the chair, but if it could have like
when it's
pinged
on
your your shoulder or the leg when the guy was being shot with the arrows at the end at the right the spot.
They can't do that.
That would have been great.
But they have their version of that because they can ping you in two different places in the back. But then up by the head, they have two air guns that do pumps the air in your ears, and on the feet they have these basically little things that come out and smack you in the
Little-
legs.
See,
the
that,
little
that,
wire
that would have been the
thing.
best.
They
Yeah.
should have stuck your arm with the needle and made you overdose. That would have given you
That's true.
real experience.
God,
So-
oh God.
So
okay, so 40X
So the basic
was an
the basic
absolute
premise
nightmare.
of the movie is Rambo's retired on his family farm
With horsey.
with horses and
Best
has
actors of the movie.
kind of taken in this surrogate family, this surrogate daughter, essentially his air quote niece.
He's
And
too
I
old to
guess
have a daughter, so we'll give him her stepdaughter.
her grandmother. As far as I can tell, no relation, but I keep going back and forth on it.
It's never clear.
Yeah,
just say it's
yeah,
his daughter.
So
well,
we have.
he says it's his daughter, but essentially it's billed as his niece.
Well, the film is just so convoluted.
This gets into my first big issue is we've had 40 years of Rambo. No mention of a brother. No mention.
Yeah, that's
No
why.
mention of a brother, no mention of a sister.
That's
No
why it's
mention
like I
of
feel like this
anything.
is like it's a Syrian. It's like he took in these people and they stayed on his house. And all
But
this stuff.
he calls her the niece.
He does
or whatever.
because he helped.
So-
Because he probably did this like almost immediately after Rambo, the
Right.
last movie, and so this young girl has kind of grown up at this
I
house.
see. My feeling on it was that this was his real family.
See, that's why I kept going back and forth. Like I don't know if it is or isn't. It's
I
so
never had a
unclear.
feeling that it wasn't
I
because
had
of the way
plenty,
that.
because more so just because like I don't know who that the woman is because it's not that the niece is
The woman, yeah, they never tell you exactly who she is.
because the niece the air quote niece that Rambo has, the mother dies pre-movie well before the movie.
Yeah.
And the father is a deadbeat and left and ran home to Mexico.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The whole basic kickoff of the plot is this
The
niece
daughter finds her father.
finds out where she is and goes
in
to confront
Mexico.
him. It's like, why did you leave us? It's like,
Yeah.
okay. So, but that guy's not related to Rambo.
No.
I got the feeling that the mother isn't related to Rambo, but it's the only one who could be related to Rambo. But I mean, I was just getting the feeling that none of them are actually related to Rambo.
Yeah.
Which,
And the thing is Rambo comes back after being gone most of his life.
yeah,
And literally-
like he left it like 16.
All these connections and things that happen have to happen fairly immediately. What is it, 8 years between the last movie and
Rambo
now?
came out what 2004.
2008.
8. Okay, so yeah, 11 years.
So within 11 years, he's established roots in this farmhouse and made
And
like
this young
deep,
girl is
lifelong connections.
like
with-
just turned 18. She is
Right.
graduating high school. So
none of it feels doable.
no, it all
So
feels.
she would have had to have been like 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it.
And they have pictures of her when she's really young, like scattered throughout the house. So.
Yeah. So that's why I mean they have to be related, but it's so weird how they play that.
Yeah.
This is not the biggest problem of the movie, but
No.
it's symptomatic. So she goes to Mexico to find her father. Father wants
Yeah, so that's
the quickest
just to
heel
get to
turn
the real
in
total
cinematic history.
to the total recap of it. Rambo's this girl that's his niece wants to find her father. Says she's going to go find him. He tells her no, and she does it anyway.
Yeah.
And goes to
Which,
Mexico.
okay, any parent or anybody who's been around a teenager, if the teenager asks you to do something twice, which she does in the movie, and you keep saying no, and then her immediate response is, okay, I'm going to go to my friend's house.
No.
Yeah, right?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Hello.
But anyway, she goes to Mexico to meet, and that goes badly. He turns her away.
She finds him very easily.
very
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
She has a contact, a friend who moved down to Mexico and
Yeah.
found him.
By the way, can I just say her hairline, like, to go from her eyebrows to her hairline is a $30 Uber.
Who,
Oh,
the
you talking
friend?
about the friend?
The friend.
Yeah.
And it
Wow.
was so distracting the entire movie.
The dad, like when she
I
confronts
never
the
do this,
dad.
but by God, I was sitting there at the theater going, my God, I hate your hair.
So anyway,
The dad has, like, one of
something
the
less.
weirdest reactions though.
Yeah,
Like, when
he's
she
like-
goes to
Is that when
confront
you
him.
said the cinematic turn? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
no,
No,
the cinematic,
just
no, it's the quickest heel turn
He's
in
like, you
cinematic
look
history.
so much like your mother. Wow, you've always
I'm
been
so
such
happy
a
to
smart
see
kid.
you.
I effing hated you as
Why
a
did
kid.
you leave us?
hated
Because
me.
I never wanted you.
And
It was so crazy.
that happens over and over again in the film.
Yeah.
It happens
like,
over and
what?
over again in the film.
So she goes to a bar with her friend. Her friend sells her out into slavery, basically. So
Yep.
she gets kidnapped, taken to be a prostitute, and Rambo
Friend-
goes down. And is like, I'm going to
Friend
go find
can't
her.
get her story straight.
Yeah.
It's like,
Ram-
you told me she never came home. Then you said you went to the bar with her, and then
Rambo goes down, interrogates the dad, interrogates the friend, doesn't go well for either of them. Goes to the bar, goes there, tries to find out the organization, the drug empire that has kidnapped his niece. They kick the crap out of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Is the safest way to say it.
Yeah.
He gets beat down. Rambo gets beat down.
Bambo Tambo.
I'm going to rename this movie. It's not a Rambo movie anymore.
And then
It's a
insert
Bambo.
Reporter chick.
narrative reporter chick who gives you the story.
God.
of
Yeah, and you get her
God.
in the very
Yeah.
minute they go in the bar. There she is, like totally
It's
You
like,
know.
gee, this isn't conspicuous at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Let me tell you this heartbreaking story that happened to me that's going to have no relevance whatsoever
So,
on your person.
We need to pad out the running time so we get to feature length.
Yeah.
it was only an
Is
hour and a
there
half.
sexual
This is a
tension
short
between
movie.
us?
It's very
It
short.
feels long,
Yes,
but it's a short
we
movie.
had to get to
Yeah.
feature length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, he heals up like 4 days later, goes, beats down some of the area where he thinks his niece daughter is, finds her, takes her back, but
This is
she's
when I
been
walked out.
she's been drugged up way too
Yeah.
much, and she dies on the car ride.
Dies
instead
on
of
the
instead
road.
of
Going to the
to a
hospital?
hospital.
Hello? Go to a hospital if you have somebody like that instead of let's get her back to the family homestead.
So Rambo goes, buries her to the family farm, comes back, like kills the brother of the two
No,
siblings.
first he sets up all the traps. I
Set-
like the trap
That's
montage.
true. He sets up
I
all
hate
the
the trap
traps.
montage.
He Home Alone's his
Hate it.
place,
It's
and then
very Macaulay Culkin
yeah,
of him.
and then he goes back.
Yeah.
Goes back
And
to
that's why I
Mexico,
hated it.
Kills one of the brothers of the two brothers that runs this empire, so he could lure the rest of them to the family farm, so he could then
He
kill
does a
them
little
one
bit
at a
of
time.
Hereditary. He leaves the head on
He
the side
does.
of the road.
That's true.
The
And
only thing
then
the brother didn't do was make that annoying click noise.
and then they all come up to the family farm. He takes them out one by one, and some of the kills ridiculously bad CGI.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
They didn't, like,
they
going back to Rambo 2008, all of those kills really hit home. And it was still bad CGI. When,
But it- in
when he took
context-
that 50 cal and just pointed it straight at the driver and unloaded, and blood splatters all over the shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because that's
that had
Rambo.
an impact.
That is something-
Even
Rambo-
when there's a sniper and his head just explodes,
Yeah.
that had an impact.
But yeah.
This one, it's like someone falls in a trap and he just comes right up behind him with a shotgun and goes boom. And
Yeah.
it's like,
And another thing is, like, why are
Or
you
the
wasting
one where
ammunition?
like the face gets like chopped twice.
That was the worst
That was
one.
the worst.
I don't even remember.
Oh, it was so bad.
Uh.
The almost the best kill of the movie is the end when you see a bit in the training montage of him setting up the farm where
He
he's
has
shooting
cards on the wall.
cards on the wall. He's shooting them with the bow and arrow because it's Rambo. He's got to have a bow
Yeah,
and
and
arrow.
it's the suite. It's the king,
Yeah.
queen, ace.
And so he gets the final kill on the bad guy, doing the exact same thing on like shoulder, leg, and that was cool. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to carve open your chest and rip out your heart.
Yeah.
It's still
He
good.
Kali Ma's it. Let's
He's
be
still
honest.
the heart's still beating outside of his body,
and
and
he's still alive.
Like he doesn't have to
We-
pry open the rib cage.
Zach and I both bust out laughing at that point.
Nothing.
So
I lean over to
I
Nico and I
was-
go,
It was so
Kali Ma.
funny. It was so
This is
funny.
step-
I was
One-
so mad about this because let's be real. A good Rambo movie, story wise, is not hard to do.
no,
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't
It
require
doesn't
much.
need a woman in the
The
refrigerator.
thing that I loved
That
about
pissed me
the
off.
last one,
Yeah.
so people some people have made comments about this Rambo movie having political overtones and all this stuff.
which it kind of
really
does.
does.
Yeah.
It does. But also, if you look at previous Rambo movies, they were all kind of statement driven in some way. He always had a statement to make, whether it was the war in Afghanistan or whether even in the
war in
last movie,
Vietnam, the
war-
vets.
yeah.
The weird
I mean,
thing-
so that stuff is there, but it's not really an overbearing thing. It's usually just a plot device.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Instead
more.
of
It's
that. Yeah.
overbearing in this one,
It
and
is.
it's also the opposite direction than
Of the
usually.
other films.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the
Well,
other
not
films.
only that, but it's also the opposite direction of what Sylvester Stallone as the person has
said.
stated.
Yeah.
like what we know of Stallone's actual opinions about politics and what we know of the previous Rambo movies, this seems to go in a 180,
Yeah.
and
It
it
does.
does not make sense.
And it has such impact on the character because it doesn't feel like Rambo. It doesn't feel like a Rambo
No.
movie. This doesn't feel like
It
him
never
at
feels
all.
like Rambo.
No.
The one thing that I was almost hopeful at the beginning of the movie because I liked that he was kind of shell shocked when he was
Yeah, they
taking
were doing
They
medication.
that.
never went back.
I know that was
Yeah.
it. That's the thing that pissed me off. So he, at the beginning of the movie, he's shell shocked a little bit. He's kind of skittish. He's
has
like
that
he's
PTSD
very
going on.
meek, very soft spoken. He's taking medication, and then when his niece dies, like medication's out the window. I'm done. I'm Rambo now.
Even before that.
Yeah.
There was no ramification ever for him not taking his medication.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets that sort of melodramatic, deep
If it would've been
Rambo
like-
speech
yeah.
that happens that you hear in the trailer, once you see it delivered in the film, has no impact or
Yeah.
power whatsoever.
Well, that
what it
also-
also it reinforces. Okay, so when you talked about the cinematic turn of the
Of the dad.
let's talk about the reporter for a second.
Yeah.
Because
God.
when he meets the
Talk about a
reporter,
dead end.
when he meets the reporter, she's all about, I'm investigating, I had to find out what happened to my sister. You know, like she's on a path to try to stop him.
Yeah.
But then when he goes back,
She's a crappy reporter.
she's
I'm
like,
just
oh no,
saying
oh
that.
no, we're not doing that. We're not doing, no. She turned the corner like
Yeah.
that in a second. I'm like,
I got the feeling it
that's
was-
the way all these characters do in
I
this
got the
movie.
feeling that she was going to be like in the 2008 Rambo, when like the whole thing is you have these like peacekeepers coming in and they seek out Rambo as a guide to go deeper
Right.
into the jungle. And you thought like there's the one girl of the group. It's like, we're peacekeepers. You don't have to be a war and all this stuff. It's like in Rambo's usual. It's like it's all war and all that stuff.
yeah.
And I got the feeling that she was going to kind of be that.
But then she
But
turns
no.
around.
and then she's gone. She's only really in like two parts of the movie.
Like I said, she's only there to tell a narrative.
She is
She's-
there to play nurse.
her
she's there to
and the
heal
dead
him
daughter
and
are
let him
plot,
get a hand.
or dead niece are plot devices.
That the dead daughter pissed me off so much. The fact that they just
he
like,
didn't even wait till the movie was over. He was just like, this is bullshit.
yeah, no, because,
Yeah.
because what's the point of one? It makes no sense. Like we just already talked about how this relationship does not make sense in a time wise or anything from the previous
Yeah.
movies, but also just to go through the effort to give that little spark of like, hey, let's Rambo. There's some optimism. There's some good in you.
hope.
Let's kill it. Let's
Yeah.
just kill it. Let's not. Here's what happened. Somebody, I don't know if it was Stallone or some of the other writing team or the director, saw Logan and thought, we could do that but darker.
Because if you take Logan and cross it with Taken,
Yeah.
you've got
This
what they
is
wanted
That
to
is
do.
legit.
This is exactly this
That
movie.
is
Is
legit
Logan
what we were
taken?
saying as we were walking out of the theater. I was like, I just watched.
Somebody went to the
Taken.
Logan and thought, well, what if Logan lived and the girl died?
Yeah.
That's what this movie is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and they use her death, like he's talking to her and giving exposition to the audience the
Yeah.
whole time. But they used her death as a way to do that because she's
Yeah.
dead in the car beside him.
And the
His-
sad thing
his-
is, I couldn't hear
I couldn't,
anything
yeah.
about what he was saying because it was just bad.
I was wondering about one thing.
Yeah.
So when he's going back across the, I have actually a lot of questions. So when he's going back across the border with the dying / dead body of his air quote niece, he just runs through some fence. He just runs through some barbed wire.
Yeah.
When the drug army is
Yes,
going
this
through,
is what I was saying.
They dig under, like
they have a tunnel already built going under an actual metal fence. As opposed to like, hey guys, there's a hole over there you can
Right?
just driven through. And
It's
which, by the way,
ridiculous.
they had super military grade hardware waiting for them on the other side.
Exactly.
And it's like, what the hell is this? And then the other question,
It was a mess.
man, how did is Rambo was so hesitant about letting his air quote niece go anywhere, especially this? Like, how does she have a passport?
Exactly.
Yeah, why would he let her have a passport? Because she has to have it to cross the border.
She had
didn't-
to,
She didn't
yeah.
run through a fence or go through a tunnel.
No.
She drove
She
through.
Yeah, but you don't understand.
And-
If that
yeah.
doesn't happen, well, the movie's over. And don't think
It
about
doesn't
it.
have its feature runtime.
Don't think about it. We have to get this to feature runtime.
Another thing that was very small that Nico was like, oh, they can work around it is like, he set up all the traps, he set up all the mines, he did this, he booby trapped his entire property, and then he lets the horses go. What would happen if the horse had stepped on one of the mines?
See,
What? I didn't even think about that.
the mines may not be primed because he did some more work after they left. So it has
That's
them.
hilarious.
So but he had like other fall pits and crap too. So
Yeah.
they horses could have easily died, except the one that stuck around.
Except for the
Because
one that came back and
we
was like,
got-
okay, now it's time to take you to the hospital
All right,
so we can do another Rambo movie.
Here's probably the thing that pisses me off. One of the most, not the
Yeah.
most, but one of the most things about this movie
There's a lot.
is the credits.
Yeah.
Because the credits.
Oh, Lord,
the,
help me.
The credits start at the end of the movie. You have Rambo. The movie ends
Yeah.
with Rambo on his porch in a rocking chair. Looks like he's about to bleed out.
Yeah.
The credits roll, and it's a montage
Of all the
every Rambo
highlights.
movie
And you're
Yeah.
in
sitting
order.
there and you're
It's like
going,
you were-
I'd
That's
rather
a
be
better,
watching that.
Yeah, that's a better movie.
You
That's a
were
better movie.
literally
That's a better
making your
movie.
movie
I looked at Zach and I
worse.
said, okay, that's the best part of the movie right
Yeah.
there is the
Yeah,
montage.
it's like-
because it made me want to go home and watch the good ones.
Yeah, I
Even
know.
the bad ones are better than
Yeah,
this one.
even Rambo 2 and 3 are better than this
one.
movie.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Because
and
the
then,
thing,
of course,
the thing about Rambo 2 and 3 is they kept it simple.
Film you just saw.
Yeah. And then because part of their montage is the last one is the movie.
Like,
you
we just watched this. I don't need to see this.
But there's an extra clip.
Who knows?
There's new footage. Because the horse shows up and Rambo rides off into the sunset, maybe living, maybe it's not Last Blood.
Please let it. Nico and I came to the agreement we don't want this to be the last one because don't let it end.
I don't want it to end this way.
Here's how you fix it. 1, 2. Well, you could just do 1 and 4. There you go.
No, I like 2 and 3.
Okay,
I like
1, 2,
2 and 3.
But
4,
show me who you love me more.
Markedly different kinds of movies.
They
This
are.
movie,
100%.
in my book, never happened.
Because the ending of 3 was beautiful.
I don't even remember how 3 ended.
Yeah. Or no, actually, no. The ending of 4.
4 was when he goes home.
It was beautiful.
When he goes home.
that was
That
great.
should have been the end of the.
That should have been the end of Rambo.
There was there was nothing in this story that we needed. So I could see why going back to make Rambo, the fourth movie, because this franchise is stupid in names. I could see going back because we have to resolve Rambo. We have to give him an ending, not just let him be loose out in the wild. Let's set him out to the pasture, which it kind of was. He went back home.
He went home.
Literally a pasture. There were horses and everything.
It was what he was doing at the beginning of the first movie. He got home, and then it's like, let's make this other one that's taking Logan mixed together and some weird political Mexican drug lords are bad kind of thing.
Who knew?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I realized.
I thought they were.
You know what I really wanted? See, to make him Rambo like the Rambo that we all know and love, it would be kind of stupid because he's in his 70s. But if they had done Rambo the way they did Rocky, because Rocky Balboa,
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
he went out as an old man. He didn't go out as Superman still. But this movie still had to give you some real Rambo, and I never felt
it wouldn't work the same way. But Creed.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Rambo trains anybody. There's no trainings.
No, but still,
there are better ways. There are deeper ways to do this franchise. This franchise has been done with depth and skill, and this is the worst of them.
This is to me. It felt like an insult.
It was.
It was very insulting, and it makes it's insulting just because it's bad.
Yeah.
But it's insulting because this is not hard to do. This is paint by numbers.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do Rambo. It just isn't.
It made us very glad that we had Regal Unlimited. To where
Same.
we
Man, there were some people
Same.
that paid $25 in our audience
To see that.
off-sync audience.
Yeah.
$25.
It just makes me so mad because Rambo is something I grew up with.
Yeah.
And again, you can go back and watch Rambo 2
dog.
and
I
3.
named my dog after Rambo because he was a tiny little thing. He wanted to fight everything. So I was like, I'm gonna name him Rambo.
And those movies are, they're the worst. They were not as strong as the original or Rambo, of course.
But they were different. They were fun action movies.
They were fun action movies. They were in that sort of canon films of the 80s.
And they had kind of the similar messaging. It was just much more popcorny.
It was.
All right.
So this was just, oh God, it makes me so mad.
So let's move on.
All right, let's get into the joke.
Joker.
Joker.
Joker. I'm kind of curious on this one because Tina and I just watched this before we got here.
The reason this podcast is late is
because of us.
we watched
So can I say for one thing right away, Zach, what do you think Steven thought of the title of Joker when it came up on screen?
Did you think he got cut off?
No.
Well,
I love to
first
blow.
off-
I love to blow. Like when we do titles for our stuff, I love to blow it up so big it's running off the screen.
I mean, first
and they
off-
did that, and I'm like, that's me. That's what I like right there.
Well, I thought you were going for
Perfect.
when they brought up the Warner logo and it's that classic
Warner
logo.
I like the
so
classic
much.
Warner
Woo,
logo.
way to set me at home right there. Here
I
we
think
go.
they
Yeah.
did a fantastic job with the period setting.
Yeah.
It's funny to me because the movie is obviously set in 80s.
Yeah.
But it feels 70s.
It's like in the in between. It's like late 70s or
Well,
80s.
you can
78, 77.
you can pinpoint it to 81, 100%. You can pinpoint it to 81 because what's happening in Gotham right now is basically autobiographical of what was happening in New York City in 1981.
Oh.
The whole thing with the smell that they're talking about because they were having a garbage strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was legit New York City in 1981. It was like garbage strike and the city's like crime ridden and all that. That's all like taken from that era.
Oh.
So that part threw me off just a little bit. But as the movie started, I was like with it right away.
Visually, I was very happy with the movie throughout the entire.
Yeah, I think like I said, the period setting was really good.
So basically, what we're talking about is a new origin story for Joker.
Yeah,
character.
the premise of the movie is we know who the Joker is. It's this down and out clown trying to be a comedian named Arthur Fleck. And he
Mentally ill.
His
Does anybody realize the funny thing about his name, Arthur Fleck?
what?
Well, Arthur
A
White.
Fleck. A Fleck. That's what everybody's saying. Arthur Fleck.
Affleck.
Affleck. A Fleck.
I mean, I was going to say that
Because-
Arthur White was one of Joker's aliases.
yeah, but the whole
so
Arthur
to play
Fleck
on
thing.
that.
There's so many nods to the cinematic, the DC cinematic universe and the comics.
I would
all
like him.
throughout
I
this
would
thing.
like him as the official DCU
Joker?
Joker versus Jared Leto.
Ooh, yeah.
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 Real quick question. Did anyone, I know Steven didn't, but did y'all notice the giant rats?
Yeah. Yeah, they kept showing him in the background
Yeah.
and some random bits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they made the story about super rats in the early in the movie.
Want to know how we fixed that problem? Super cats.
Looks like you might need a Catwoman for that.
All right. So as
Sorry,
you were saying,
I noticed
it's,
it. I noticed it in one scene. I was like,
Yeah. Well, but it's good because the attention to detail in this movie, not just making
It's
it seem
insane.
like it's super detailed. Not just the period
just
setting,
some poster for amusement mile on the wall. It's like,
Yeah.
but yeah, like the poster, the set decorations, everything.
I will
is
say there was
ridiculous.
one point
I-
that
I-
I thought that some characters were coming out of a gay theater. Gay porn theater.
oh, because Zora the Gay Blade
Zora the Gay Blade and the one above it.
blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty funny combo.
Like,
Yeah.
Woo!
But yeah, I really hope it gets a nod for production design.
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
think it deserves it. So yeah, that's the general purpose of the movie. Is Arthur Fleck kind of spirals down as life just basically keeps crapping on him over and
Yeah.
over and over. Eventually breaks down, kills some people, becomes a Joker. That's the movie.
So there's so many like levels of pop culture and sort of historical reference in the film. I've been trying to remember it. The silent film that he's watching. He goes into the theater at one point.
Modern Times.
Modern Times.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that
Charlie Chaplin movie?
movie,
Yeah.
but it's about the deconstruction of a city, really like into chaos, and it's just reflecting.
Because I remember watching a documentary on how they did that scene.
Yeah.
Which is really neat.
Of the skating in the upper levels of the libraries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say there were a couple of things that if they had stuck with, both Nico and I would have been very upset.
which is
Like the whole Thomas is your father. Like I'm glad that they made that the delusional ranting of adopted mother.
I was
because we were about to be like.
super
I
worried.
came
And I'm
back
like,
from the bathroom because I just could not hold it anymore, and I came in with him like arguing with his mother, and she goes, "Oh, like Thomas Wayne is your father," and I just turned to him. I'm like, "What the did I just miss?
yeah.
Really?"
It would have been a really, really weird continuity turn, and I almost wasn't going to put it past this
Well,
movie.
that would make the Joker and Batman like brothers, and it's like we just learned from James Bond that we should not do
Should
that.
be-
Yeah, please don't.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Oh, dear Lord.
so it's funny.
Yeah.
Right when the movie ended, I was like in love with it, and the more it's sort of I've sat with it, the more I still like it, but I like it a little less for a handful of reasons.
The flaws start to stick out just a little.
Well, it's not even just the flaws; it's the lack of originality in filmmaking. Because if you didn't have Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, you wouldn't freaking have this movie.
Yeah, you
I
do.
mean,
Yeah, you're
this
right.
is
Robert De Niro literally made this movie.
I mean, it's legit. Like, hey, can I just be Martin Scorsese for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Because
Didn't
it's
Martin Scorsese
literally,
produce this?
huh?
Didn't he produce?
I don't know.
I thought he was originally supposed to produce.
I have no
he
clue.
did. Yeah, but superhero movies aren't cinema.
Right.
Yeah, but that was the thing is Martin Scorsese.
Well, 'cause
was,
there's no
remember when
superhero in it.
before Suicide Squad came out, there was talk of there was Suicide Squad with this Joker, and then Martin Scorsese and his team were going to make a Joker film.
I do remember that. Was the
vaguely-
thing.
And this was
I
apparently
will
Yeah.
say
film?
I didn't really get invested or start enjoying it until the scene with all the all the clowns on the train where he's being chased by the police. That little slight action of taking that guy's mask and subsequently causing that chaos and using that as a distraction, that is
Like when he was actually
very
being methodical and being kind of jokery.
that is very much so the Joker that I really love.
Mine was slightly earlier. Like my real buy-in to the character, because like the atmosphere of the movie is really cool, and I liked it from the beginning. But of the character actually caring, not empathizing, but actually having interest in following the events of this character, doesn't really get started until like everything starts breaking down in terms of, oh, your mom was crazy and she beat you and she made up the thing about Thomas Wayne, so ignore that.
Okay.
And also you're fantasizing about this woman you've been dating. That actually was fake.
Those two things get to the heart of the reason the film takes a couple of points and hit for me. The first one is, so the woman.
Showing those cutaways.
He gets infatuated with her, and then she spends all this time with him and all these things, which as I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, they move fast, when she's at the hospital. And then you realize, oh, well, it's a hallucination. He never saw that. But to make sure you realize, let me go back and re-show you all these shots.
Yeah, I was like, no! I do think,
damn it!
They didn't need to do any of the inserts because we got it immediately.
The moment she goes, who are you? I was like, oh, yeah!
The moment she goes, your
such
name's
a powerful
Arthur, right?
scene.
It's like,
yeah,
it was so powerful.
You get it. And it was
you
super
don't need
annoying.
that.
It's like
You don't need to treat the audience like an
I
idiot.
feel
at
like
that point.
some test audience out there didn't get it.
Yeah.
And they're like, crap, we need to go back and get these shots.
You know what I really like though? So in the trailers, one of the trailers, I think the last one has the line about like where he says, "You're the only one who ever was nice to me," and you kind of think it's
gonna be
her,
the woman.
but it's the midget in the group in the clown group that he's in. And,
I will say that
I'm like, oh
scene-
my god, that moment where he's
It's like, I can't.
like that's the trailer. And then the guy's trying to unlock the door, and it's like, can you get it?
Yeah, because he can't reach
I
it.
was so tense during that scene. I was like,
That was. I gotta
God.
say, I think that's my favorite scene in the
Because
movie.
I mean, if you look back
Yeah.
on it, he is the only one from that company that was never mean to him. He was like, "Hey, so and so wants to see you in his office," or "Hey, I heard what happened. I'm really sorry."
So
about
in
that.
that scene, let me ask you. So he kills the one guy. It's a great scene, and then
Vicious scene.
then he lets his friend out. But the cops never come for him.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Two cops, the two detectives that were coming for him to start with.
I don't think they were coming for him for that.
Did that guy that he
I
let
think-
free just never call the cops?
No, I think
because
that's what happened. I think he went to the police.
Really?
Those detectives heard the names, like, "We got him."
I mean,
Let's go
Yeah,
get
but
him."
see, that's inferring a lot, though. That's
that is
inferring a
stretching.
lot.
That's not. There's nothing.
That's
to
how
piece
I
those
took
two
it.
together.
I don't
No,
think it's
no.
a-
What should have happened is that guy, if he let me go, I would have ran downstairs, went to the bodega because there's no cell phones at that point, made a call, and two uniform guys would have been there like that. But this never happened.
That's the thing, though.
you could
They
argue.
were probably staking him out at that point.
You could
See,
argue.
but when you
it's-
have to say
yeah.
probably, you didn't show it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Because my
Yeah,
argument
there's
is
no
probably
connective tissue to bring that together. You're doing the writer's work.
That's
Yeah.
one of the things that stuck with me. I'm like, the cops are something
because they could be trying to make you assume that all the cops are working the riot detail. But
But
yeah,
the riot hadn't
it's,
really started in force
but,
yet.
but it's still all they know everyone's going down.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But still, you have to infer this. You were trying to come up with an explanation.
If I have to sit there and think about it and figure it out in my head, I'm like, the movie
because
didn't do its job.
Joker had to take some time to finish his makeup.
Well, he had to
And-
wipe the
Yeah.
blood off, then redo all the makeup.
Or that guy could have been so scared, he's like, "You know what? I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut."
Yeah, but see, again, you're guessing.
Yeah.
It's not delivered in the film, and that bothered
So,
me. I'm
but-
like,
but
because
that's why-
it's grounded in so much reality. When you take some reality away, I notice it. And
That's
it
why
bothers me.
that scene is good. It's just the ramifications after
of that
the
scene are not good.
But the
Yeah.
scene is, like I said,
scene
it's
is great.
probably my favorite of the movie. And I love the train stuff.
So that okay. So the other thing, so his mother, that whole sequence where he finds out what really kind of happened to him as a child and all that was powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing. But then I started to think, okay, so he was traumatized as a child, so he must have forgot what happened to him. He doesn't know it.
Yeah.
So how did he end up living with his grown-up mother? Because she was institutionalized.
Yeah, how did they
And they
let
got
her
out
get
at
him
some
back?
point, and then when she got out, how did the two of them get together, yet him not find out anything about all of this?
Yeah, but all the kids on Elm Street also forgot that they were sexually molested by Freddy Krueger growing up too.
Yeah, and that movie is not based in as much reality as
Okay,
Joker.
that is a fair point.
Yeah,
What, you
again,
didn't remember all the blood shooting
You know-
out of the bed scene in the hospital or
Right?
anything in this one?
but it's just I'm sitting there thinking,
how does she get him
they
back?
reveal it, and I'm like, how does he not know?
Because we
anything?
also know he spent time in the hospital. Now, if it was like he was raised in the hospital because of this, I mean, yeah, that's one thing. But they don't really explain how like he goes back to her after leaving the hospital.
Right. How do they get where they are? You know, it never felt clear, or I never understood it, and it just I don't know. And I'm pretty fresh on it too. I saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
So I
it
just came
Thursday.
out, and I'm just like, how is that? You know, and I went with Hector, and he never even thought of that.
No,
I
so
didn't
he's-
either.
But you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't
Bring it up. It's
yeah.
like
Especially with
that's
that
the
kind
whole-
of
It's like-
symptom, like
The only thing I could assume
as bad
is
as Gotham is, like no court in their right mind is going to give custody back to.
Exactly.
the only thing I could
bullshit
assume
and
is
behavior.
the courts didn't care. Like they do go through efforts to show that this system is strained and not working in Gotham.
They do.
So that
Which brings up one of my issues is they did not do Thomas Wayne
Michelle
right
posted
for
that she's
me.
laughing about Mambo.
Mambo,
Jambo.
Bambo's
It was Bambo because I instantly
Bambo.
thought of Bambi.
Bambi. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
And Rambo.
that's pretty funny.
But no, they just did not do Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne
right.
was an ass.
Yeah.
I did kind of like that he socked him though. That
Yeah.
one punch
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah, that whole, stay away from my son. But it's like the whole thing about the Wayne's murders is Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne were very generous, they were the exception to the
They're
rich
supposed to be the
rule.
altruistic
Yeah.
rich people.
Well, and they still tried to show them it's like, oh, I'm going to be mayor, I'm doing all this good stuff, but,
but
then
they-
he's
but he
not a good
came off-
person.
Yeah, he's still got to be like that hard, gritty kind of
Yeah.
guy.
And
stuff
not
like
once did they mention, here's this doctor who could probably have helped in some kind of medical way, but no, it's just here's this businessman, he's running for mayor.
that. Yeah, and
Is he or
I
is
was
he
also
not
like,
the
I'm fine with it not being 100% accurate.
I don't mind.
Oh, no, I'm fine with that, too.
I don't mind
I'm fine
the
with that, too.
hit bit about him being. I like the touch that he is a doctor, but I could live without that. But no, otherwise he's not really well characterized. Also, why was Bruce Wayne's playhouse that close to the front gate?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's so that he can
So
go down that
convenient.
slide. Yeah, I can have an Adam West reference.
I'm fine with the slide,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't be that close to the
And
front
I'm
gate.
sorry,
to
I don't
freaking-
care how old I am. If somebody's reaching through my gate and doing this, I'm backing up.
That's just
What
to show
are
you
you
how,
doing?
touching his face and putting his fingers, that's so super creepy. I liked Alfred.
And okay,
I did. I liked Alfred.
Okay, Joker would not have been able to lay a hand on Alfred because Alfred is awesome, and Alfred would have been able
Well,
to
and
break
I
that grip.
and I kind of wondered about that because Alfred is supposed to be like Shade Tree, like a badass.
Yeah, he's
You
supposed to
don't
be
know, but
highly
he is.
trained in
He's a military.
But
Yeah.
but now this is
That's how he
their
patches-
this is their re-envisioning of the story. So I mean, okay, I'm fine with that.
fine
If
with
that's
that.
if that's how they want to do it. But the thing that gets me is like the things that I've been bringing up to you guys. It feels like in a lot of ways, if you step back, if you do the Google Maps look at this movie, it's like a lot of plot points are in there as bullets to get
Yeah.
the story progress forward, so that we can instead do really long Scorsese knockoff, meditative, slow
Yeah.
shots of
Yeah.
just scenery.
Yeah.
You know, whereas if you'd taken those down a little bit and developed some of these little niggling
connective
issues, it would have been, instead of an 8 for me, it would have been a 9.5 or 10. You know, it's gonna get a high score because Joaquin Phoenix is amazing.
Yeah,
Joaquin
and we
Phoenix's
never found out
performance
what
is really
happened to the woman or her daughter. We just
yeah.
Well, that's not
Well, it's a
resolved.
good question. Did he kill her?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, it's
Boy,
kind of really disturbing.
Now-
thinking about
Here's a part that
know
was
if I
really
want that
effective
answer.
to me, and I felt really weird about myself during this scene, is the sequence where he's on the talk show with Robert De Niro.
That
right?
was a super tense scene.
It was so tense. It was so tense. But the thing that got me is when he turned around and just blam, just shot him square in the head,
Yeah.
and he bust out laughing. I kind of laughed a little too for a second. I'm like, that's sick. Why am
I mean,
laughing
that's
at this?
there you go. That right there is his transformation complete.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Can we
Yeah.
just back up a little bit? When he's practicing walking out on stage in his apartment, how freaking creepy that is.
And then the whole
Yeah.
bit is
That's
he's
creepy.
the whole
It
bit is
is.
he's practicing suicide on the show.
Suicide.
Right? right? But then it goes a completely different.
Well, I think he
direction.
was going to do the suicide until they replayed that clip
Yeah.
to remind audiences. And he's like, "This guy is just."
Well,
Yeah.
what I think it was is when Robert De Niro's character screwed up the knock knock joke.
Yeah. When he says you had to look that one up,
Yeah.
and that's when you see, especially in like the eyebrows, that's when you see him go.
All right, I'm gonna you go on another page now.
Yeah.
Like if that wasn't the one that keyed it off, that definitely solidified the
Yeah.
decision.
I want a blue. Okay, this is really messed up, but when the 4K Blu-ray comes out, I want that notebook in the package.
Yeah.
And I want the full uncut thing
That would be amazing.
to just go through it and see like
All the
'cause
crap
that
that
is
they
a
created.
Cool prop.
It was real cool.
It was creepy though.
But does
You got,
anybody have
porn
a
and
question
crap in
about
there.
when the Joker is backstage and he's obviously lost his mind? He's crazy as hell. And Robert De Niro's character and his producer are standing there, and his producer's like, "Nah, I don't think we should put him out there." And then Robert De Niro's character, "No, he'll be fine. He's good. He's all right."
Yeah, no,
No one questions his.
all the rest of the movie is squarely on Robert De Niro's shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, look, there is right now a riot movement in the city based around clowns.
And
This
you're gonna
guy
just-
is dressed
come on out.
as a clown.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you already have the inkling that maybe something's not right with this.
yeah,
guy.
and then you ask him, he's like, do you know the thing? He's like, no, I'm unaware, even though the TV's on in that room.
Yeah.
And it's on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
See-
he says it with this wide smile, like, no, didn't hear about it. It's like, yeah, I kind of think you did.
Yeah, and it's like Robert De Niro's character is so. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
I think
to
he
me.
does a really good job. I like De Niro in this kind of really old timey late night talk show. host.
Yeah.
No, I
think he does it really
liked him in the
well.
role, you know,
I-
and it throws back to King of Comedy, you know.
And I really liked him in the Daydream.
Yeah, where he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I would give all of this up to have a son like you. It's like,
And that whole touching moment is like, oh, this is gonna go poorly.
Yeah.
they're gonna meet in this movie later, and it's not gonna go well.
Right.
Yeah.
So other little things in the movie, like the name of Robert De Niro's of his show.
Oh come on, Murray.
So I was looking at it, you know, and I kept thinking it's familiar to me, but the font of it matches a font from one of the Batman animated series.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
same font.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
font.
That's
yeah.
super good.
And I go looking it up because it just like it stood out and I couldn't figure out like it was, you know, it's one of those things that
It was
just
the
digs in
end
the
that
back of your
got me.
head.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Okay.
why is it so familiar? And sure enough, yeah.
was
So
the
there's
end.
all the little things like that.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's well produced. I
I still think some of the dialogue needs a rewrite,
in the first quarter.
especially first quarter, first third. It's so close to being there. It just needs one more pass.
Yeah, I
of-
feel it's the first half of the movie doesn't really grab me as much. Like the
Like I said, for me, I didn't get invested until that train scene.
yeah.
This is a movie right now that's going to be like over the top amazing for people. They're going to be raving about it. 6
And then,
months from
like-
now, when it comes out on Blu-ray, they're going to realize, oh, well, there's some issues.
Yeah.
I mean, and this coming from, I liked the movie a lot,
I really liked it.
but and
It's
some
problems.
scenes are
I
some
don't
of the
need
best
to
scenes I've
see-
seen in a theater this year.
I don't
but,
need to see Martha Wayne and Thomas Wayne getting shot again.
I knew the moment I went into this movie.
I just need
this
the
movie is
shot
gonna,
of the guy
this movie
walking
is
That's
down.
exactly how
this
that's
movie
gonna
is going to
happen.
end one way,
Yeah.
and it's going to be the death of the Waynes.
And honestly, that's what they get for taking their child to a gay porn movie.
hey, don't judge. Tina.
I mean, I've seen
judge.
Blowout. It's,
No,
it's pretty
I
good.
mean, there was that one child in our viewing of Joker.
Okay, there
What?
was a 10-year-old
Well,
kid.
because
Whoa.
Like maybe 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And like as we're going down, Nico's like trying to be all silent about.
yeah,
it.
because
like,
we're
"I
leaving,
can't
they're
believe
ahead of
somebody
me."
brought a kid.
I'm like
and
pointing-
me being loud as F. I'm just like, yeah, because the stupid parents think it's a Batman movie and not realizing it's a Joker movie.
even though it's
then
R-rated.
Then the lady behind us is like, I was thinking the same
yeah, the lady
thing.
behind us was like out of blue, nowhere, and she goes, "I 100% agree."
I mean, because let's be real,
What
this
are
is
you
not a movie for
doing?
kids. Kids will not like this movie.
No.
It
No.
should not. If your kid
Kids
likes this
should
movie,
not see this.
you need to get some help for your child.
Yep.
Yes.
And keep them out of your medical rooms and away from pillows.
Yes.
So
God, that scene was creepy too when he smothers her. Ugh.
oh my God.
It's like almost unwatchable. You're just sitting there going, God.
I'm thinking about that woman. You know, she was the mom in 6 Feet Under.
I know, right?
She's got to die in everything she's in.
Yeah, I was gonna say she is 6 feet under now.
She was
Exactly.
also in American Horror Story.
Yep.
So-
Didn't she get killed off on that one too?
Many times.
Yeah.
Sometimes she got brought back, even in the season.
And then killed again.
Yep.
That's pretty
So-
funny.
All
So in the like list of cinematic universe Jokers, where does he fall?
Are we including the
3.
animated series or the Adam West show?
Just films.
Just films?
Technically, there is a film version of the Adam West. So
That's
That's
There is a
true.
film
There is.
That's true.
of animated series.
that too. Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh man, so they count.
They count. All right, fine. Fair enough.
Okay, let's do live action. Not to get because Mark Hamill's gonna win.
Hamill's gonna win. Yeah, Mark Hamill's gonna win.
Just not include the animated series because it's unfair.
Yeah, it's true.
Probably top 2 for me.
Who's the number one?
Ledger.
Still Ledger.
Ledger's performance. I mean, I can't see Heath Ledger in the performance. I can't see.
Yeah, I would say 3, probably for me.
Or who's your top 2?
Heath Ledger is number 1, and
Oh.
Which movie?
the Adam West one. I
Oh,
can't.
Caesar Romero.
Thank
Romero.
you. For
Caesar
some
Romero.
reason, I wanted
Even Caesar Romero with his
I wanted to say the
his
zombie
mustache.
guy.
mustache painted white.
Yeah, I
We
wanted
were
to say
listening
the
on the way
zombie
back to an NPR interview with Rick Baker,
Yep.
Yeah.
talking about the makeup of all the Jokers. Even though he hasn't done one, but if you need an opinion about Hollywood makeup, you go to Rick Baker.
That's true.
So
I'll let you know this. In my mind, I was thinking George A. Romero. No, that's not him.
That's not it.
He would make an interesting Joker.
That's true.
that would be a fascinating Joker.
Yeah.
So you're saying
I would-
Rick Baker?
No, that was the end of the story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he was detailing makeup of the Jokers. And
Yeah.
he railed on about, it's like, why couldn't Caesar Romero just shave the mustache?
Just shave the mustache.
But that's one of the reasons I love him.
Okay, so we got
Him and Eartha
Tina's.
Kitt.
So
We got Zach's.
I think Joaquin Phoenix is he's number 2. Heath
I
Ledger's still
think
number 1, I
he's.
think.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the same
Taking
order.
Mark Hamill out, he is my number 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
He's my number 3 if we put Mark
I
Hamill.
may. I go back and forth on Nicholson just because
I love Nicholson.
I love his
He's
performance.
number 3.
He's the third one. He's like the
Yeah.
one that we go back and forth on.
He would be the
I
one
need to sit with
immediately
this
after.
movie more.
Yeah.
I think over time it will do more. When he is the Joker, when he's at the end of the movie, is the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
just that scene of him walking down the hallway, pristine, white and golden light, and then you just see the bloody footprints. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, the
There we
actual
go.
end shot was super good.
So I
There we
think,
go.
yeah, but I think for me, you look at him, he lost 50 pounds.
dude,
50
he
Yeah,
pounds.
he
It
totally
was
went
creepy
Like, what was he
skinny.
doing with that shoulder blade?
Yeah, he was poking his ribs out.
He was tough. Do it, man.
Somebody called up Christian Bale before this movie.
Right?
Yeah.
Got some
But when I
advice.
look at Joker, there are 2 Joker movies that I really, really like, and there's this one and
Dark Knight.
which is a Joker movie. We know this.
Yeah, it totally is.
And Dark Knight, if you look at those 2 movies, I think Dark Knight has fewer flaws for me than this one. Even though this one may, in production value, be like steps above Dark Knight.
Yes.
Yeah.
terms
As
of
far
the
as
consistency of the
consistent
plot.
storytelling, I
Yeah.
think Dark Knight is stronger. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. That's the only reason for me he's still number
And-
I
1.
would agree.
I can see, in my mind, I can see this Joker leading into Heath Ledger Joker.
I
I
don't
can't.
know. I don't think that.
Do you
Heath
think?
Ledger is not as old. Yeah.
Take away the age, but just the mannerisms
No, no,
and
no,
the way of thinking.
not necessarily
For me,
the
I
age.
I
Can't.
see.
I feel like this one, Heath Ledger's has a degree of confidence that maybe the Joaquin Phoenix one will get.
Which-
but he's too manic.
Yeah.
Whereas Heath Ledger is
Heath Ledger's
controlled. Yeah,
Heath
Very-
Ledger's
whenever
character.
he talks in very unique syllables, and every single thing is precise.
And also, in a weird way, he's not as crazy as this Joker, as
No.
Joaquin Phoenix is. He's more scary because he's got more head
He's
sense
calculated,
about
whereas
it.
yeah,
this guy is
calculated.
like,
he just has a
I
cer-
started a movement and didn't even mean it.
Yeah, whereas this
Yeah.
guy has a viewpoint on the world. And he just thinks, it's like, I'm just going to do this because it's funny, because chaos, because
Yeah. See,
people are stupid.
Here's my way of thinking: is being diagnosed as mentally ill myself, not to that degree, but once you, sorry, Nico. No, once
That's why I removed all
the
the
end of the
pillows.
movie.
Good point.
When he fully accepts his mental instability and accepts his full-on way of thinking, his view of life,
He
then you
stop
can
taking
start.
his pills too.
Then you can start narrowing in on what makes you you, and I think that could very well lead into.
You notice his
Joker.
like awkward laugh
Maybe.
just stops once he becomes Joker,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever he laughs, it's intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, with that acceptance comes now let's fine tune it. Now let's hone in. Now let's become that maniacal genius that I know again.
I will say this. Overall, I still prefer not having an origin for the Joker.
Yeah.
I agree. I like his
I
mystery.
need to have that mystery.
Because I don't want to know what makes him crazy. Because
Yeah.
the
It's like the Michael Myers theory for
Yeah.
me. I don't want to know why he snapped.
makes him
I
scarier.
don't need
Yeah.
a reason as to why he snapped. I need to know that there's evil in that kid.
Well, I mean,
I enjoy
come
the
on.
Joker
His
if he just
sister
lies
did
about
not
his
take
origin
him
every
out
time
to
he's
trick or
asked.
treat.
Yeah.
And he just went off. You know,
he really needed
all
those
kids
Reese's
do it.
Pieces.
I mean,
you know,
I feel you.
yeah.
If you go Rob Zombie, right, his parents were abusive.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that.
So
Love
just to
hurts.
make sure, when you're watching Joker, though, I mean, have you seen Taxi Driver? Have you seen it? Because let's put the gun to our head.
Yeah.
I mean,
Boy,
that
that was too on the nose.
it was so
Yeah.
on the
That
nose.
was
I'm like,
dumb.
let's just soak your hand in some blood first and then do it. You know?
And
Yeah.
go like,
And they did that.
You
like,
guys have
what,
seen
5,
Taxi
6
Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They did
okay.
that like what 5, 6 times.
So
like,
many
okay,
times.
at
We
least
got
three.
it.
We
At
got it.
least three.
We
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
What was the other thing I want? Take those flashbacks out. Cut the Batman's birth of Batman. Cut that to where you just see a guy going down an alley towards them.
Yeah.
Cut there. You don't
You mean death, not birth. You
the
said
birth of Batman.
Birth,
Yeah.
The birth of Batman.
Are they giving birth to Batman?
The death of the Waynes and the birth of Batman.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. Just see them go down the alley. We don't need more.
Cut.
Because we know. Because we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
There's
at
no
the
one-
very end, I like that point at the very end when he's laughing, and you just see the silhouette of bodies on the ground and little just guy going down the thing. The next thing you see related to that is that.
Like, don't have the actual crime itself happen, but just cut. I think that, you could save some
Yeah.
time on that and just cut that bit.
Because
I think that's
was
a
one
neat
of my
contrast,
favorite,
I think.
visuals. Is
And-
Joker's laughter.
And I think
then
you're
that
right. I
silhouette.
think that would be a cool way to do it if we just, because we know, like you
Yeah.
said, Zach, there's no one in this, there's no one going to a theater right now watching Joker not knowing what happens.
Everybody knows how Batman's parents get killed, just like everybody knows how Spider-Man gets bit by the spider.
Yeah.
It's like,
Hold on,
Part of-
Uncle Ben's gonna die again.
that's right. Yeah, that
Poor
too.
Uncle
I still love when he takes the blood in his
Yeah,
mouth.
that was
a good touch.
Yeah.
That was a
really
good
liked
touch.
Yeah, that was
Oh, that was creepy.
that was
a
pretty
really good
creepy.
touch.
Yeah. All right.
To me, this whole film was way more disturbing just because I took it completely out of the comic context and just went.
Oh, I
this
did
is an
too.
I think,
exploration
I think
of
it does a really good
mentally
job
ill man.
taking itself out of the comics. Like,
Yeah.
other than the super rat mention, there's no real supernatural,
Superhero-y type
hero-y
stuff. And they have done, up to the point of the movie coming out, a good job of saying this is not your comic book movie.
Yeah.
And
Please
people.
do not take
Maybe
your
Martin
children
Scorsese
to go
will watch
see
it.
this
Please
Yeah.
don't.
movie. It is not a
I
superhero
still
movie.
can't believe that happened.
What?
You will scar
Kids.
your children
Oh.
if you take them to
Yeah.
see this movie.
Don't do
I mean,
that.
it's a lot of talky and it's very mature themes. and
It's a long movie
brutally
for a lot
violent.
of talking and
Yeah.
brutally violent. It's
Like when it goes violent,
has-
it goes violent.
Yeah,
Did
and
anybody
it has
notice,
issues that
um,
they're not going to be able to understand at this point?
Anybody notice his therapist at the end in the hospital? What her last name was?
no.
It was not Quinn.
No,
made
her
No.
last name was Kane.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Yeah, it was Kane. Yeah, that jumped out to me. I'm like, oh, okay, there you are.
I wonder if she has a son. No, that's Crane.
I wonder if
Yeah, you're
her
thinking
dad's
that's
name is
Yeah,
Bob.
we're talking about Bob Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Was
Kane-
it spelled with a K? Was it spelled with a K?
I didn't look in the credits.
And is there another doctor named Fingers?
I hope so.
Kane is, that would be really cool. Kane is also the name of like a Batwoman, and
Yeah.
it's like a
That's
cousin
true.
family.
Yeah, that's true. I
Which
forgot
is
that.
they got it from
Yeah.
Bob Kane.
Bob Kane. Yeah.
Obviously, but
There were multiple touch points for that.
yeah.
So many. All right, so I mean, it was good. Like, did you guys sit through and look at the credits? Like, there wasn't a post
No,
credit
we
scene.
ran
had to
here.
get to this
Yeah.
stupid podcast show.
That's
that
a
we
stupid
had recorded.
podcast.
Wow, that
I-
sounds lame. Anyone would rush you
Yeah.
out of this movie.
I loved how retro the credits looked though. Even with the dots across.
Yeah. The end was good.
The end.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That bit was.
And that
cool.
whole like that chase scene that's going on in the background where Joker goes that way and then he rushes that way.
Yeah, that was.
And then the nurse goes that way and you see Joker chasing him.
Was that supposed to be post the end of the movie, like post the riot and killing?
I would say yes. There are some people suggesting that the entire riot to the end, where everyone praises him, and he has this Christ-like,
when they pull him out of the car randomly and lay him there for no reason.
Well, they know who he is because they can see him. It's like, oh, this is the guy. We just saw the TV thing. We know this is our leader.
There is at least a case to question: are we seeing reality? And I like that question not being directly answered.
Oh, so basically, he actually did get carted off to the.
Yeah, there was no
escape.
There was no wreck and everything that's possibly fake. Yeah,
that kind of threw me off for a little bit because that felt, I don't know, like.
I think that's actually the best argument that's in his head.
Yeah.
But I like
that
not knowing.
That felt too well planned during.
It was because they decided to steal this ambulance and wreck your police car to get you out.
Just a random police car because you can't just see who's in it.
Yeah.
And then also, you don't have any of your injuries from the wreck.
Exactly.
In the hospital.
And the precedent has been set for it to be.
We know Joker is an unreliable narrator based on what we see.
Yeah.
It's a great question. I love
it. It is.
Okay.
Do you think they'll do more of these movies? They'll do
I hope not.
I feel like this should be a one and done.
I did turn to Tina when he took out all of the stuff from the refrigerator and got in and just said, I thought this was a Joker story, not a Mr. Freeze story.
Right?
I mean, here's the thing. This is making a lot of money.
For an R-rated movie?
For
an R-rated...
Yeah.
It's making...
I think they're going to try to do something more like this. I don't want them to, but I think they are going to. Yeah. I don't know with who, because there's no...
So a lot of people
have said he is not interested in making a sequel.
I don't think they should... Well, they can't... I would not do a sequel at all.
I don't think Joaquin Phoenix could keep this up.
I don't think he could
physically.
Either. But no, I mean, they would probably do it just another character.
Yeah.
But I don't know who.
Yeah, because there's all these... I've seen some speculation. People are like, is there any way this could be, in the larger DC universe? Could they bring him in?
It would have to be someone who doesn't
there's
have
only
that
one way.
Supernatural element.
There is
DC
universe. No. They could bring him into the Wonder Woman movie because it's set in the 80s.
No, there is a way that you can do it. I'm not going to like it, though.
What?
So the Batman, the next one with Matt Reeves as director, set in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they could do that.
That's the one with Robert Pattinson, right?
Yeah.
Well, and the Wonder Woman movie coming up is in the 80s.
You know what? I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate a period piece. Okay, so, for instance, the 90s, it wouldn't be my favorite era. But I remember when, before Marvel Studios, who shoved this off to Marvel Television, got the rights back for Daredevil, Fox was going to make another Daredevil movie. And it was going to be a 70s period piece.
Which would have been great for Daredevil.
It would have been great. Now, I love what we got.
Yeah.
But I still think that would have been awesome. And if they did, I mean, it would be the 90s, so you're right. If they used this new canon, it would actually roll into Justice League canon pretty well, too, because then you'd have an older Batman, the Batfleck one. And I'm like, oh, well, you were young Robert Pattinson in the 90s, and now you're old Ben Affleck in the
mid-2000s.
Yeah, it also would explain the whole, no real mention of the Joker. It's probably because he's dead of old age at this point.
Exactly.
Well, then Batman can punch his teeth out, and he can tattoo damaged on his forehead.
Exactly.
Maybe Jared Leto's his son.
Ooh.
Don't be doing that.
Okay, real quick. We can all agree Jared Leto's the worst. Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought we already agreed that.
Yes.
No, we did earlier. They weren't here.
Oh, yeah.
We can all agree that, right?
Jared Leto's the worst. Joker
Leto's the worst.
To me, he's awful human being.
For the official Culturesmash opinion, Jared Leto
is the worst Joker.
I love the picture going around where it's like Joaquin Phoenix, Heath Ledger, and Jack Nicholson as Jokers, and they're pointing at, Jared Leto. He's just all by himself with damage written on his forehead.
I love the edits of the stairwell dancing scene where they
Rock and Roll Part 2,
where they put in Anakin and
dancing Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3.
That's hilarious.
They just put all the it has Anakin when he's gone evil, just doing this, and you can see obviously that there's supposed to be a lightsaber.
That's so good.
let's move on to TV.
Yeah, we're an hour 15 into
Yeah.
the episode.
And we haven't
Well, a little
eaten.
bit longer. Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't eaten. All right, so we're skipping Terminator. Hey, Terminator stuff.
Yeah.
TV.
Terminator.
Terminator,
Might be
guess
up.
what? It
Boo, boo, boo.
sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Terminator's supposed to terminate their targets. They can't even do it. They're not very good.
So anyway, in television, Walt Disney is which is currently prepping to launch Disney Plus, the massive streaming service, is no longer going to allow Netflix to have ads running on their network channels, such as ABC, Freeform, and FX.
I thought this was hilarious.
Although ESPN's okay. So ESPN.
No one cares about ESPN. It's
no one
fine.
who cares about ESPN commercials, apparently.
Yeah.
So we do not have any word that other networks, such as NBC Universal, CBS, Fox, Viacom, Warner Media, are going to do that. So far, business as usual. Netflix can still have commercials on those channels, just not on the network that owns like 50% of channels.
I can't believe this took so long to happen. It has always surprised me that you're watching something that's like prime, important, time slot on network TV, and they're advertising Netflix shows. It just
Because you
never
don't-
made sense to
Because
me.
you never really you don't get cross-channel commercials.
No.
You're not going to see a Fox commercial. Well, you might now on ABC, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't on NBC. So,
You
but
wouldn't see a CBS on an NBC.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What they've done, what NBC and ABC and CBS have done out of desperation for those advertising dollars, have poached their own programming.
Yes.
By promoting streaming products. And it's just now that Disney is launching their own streaming service, that they've decided, hey, you know what, we're not going to do it anymore.
Well, Disney's the best suited one because like advertising dollars are great, and that's bread and butter for
They're not
television.
hurting
but
for
Disney's
money.
not hurting for money. It's Disney.
They are the king of being petty. So
It's not an untrue statement you're making.
Yeah.
It really isn't. But I'm just surprised. It's funny because, like you said, you would never see an ABC show advertised on CBS.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
but people are making a big deal of this, like Disney's, being.
They're the competitor.
Like being
Why would?
petty.
Yeah, I don't care.
yeah.
But to me, it's like it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a business decision, and it's like Disney's petty about a lot of things,
Yeah.
and Disney
Mm-hmm.
definitely has several questionable business dealings and stuff that I don't like.
Yeah.
But this one I don't have a problem with because it's
You're not going to go to a McDonald's and wonder why they don't have a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Exactly.
Is
I
that
don't
like a
know if I
Burger
would
King
want
thing?
a Crunchwrap Supreme from McDonald's.
Although, I wouldn't put it past them.
I would take a Big Mac from Taco Bell before I would take a Crunchwrap Supreme from McDonald's.
I mean,
But then again, when you go
honestly-
to some haunted houses, you see advertisements for other haunted houses.
Yeah, but that's not TV. That's not
yeah,
media.
that might have to do more with like the.
Well,
culture
so it
of the
wasn't
area.
McDonald's either.
Well, yeah, but
it's
the
McDonald's kind of is
haunted
media.
house like market is probably more communal.
It is
Yeah.
more communal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not
I
like
mean,
you have the same haunted house in Nashville that you do in Los Angeles, that you do in Tokyo, that you do in, pretty much every
Yeah.
square
You
foot of
would
America.
think somebody
In
would
the
have done
world.
that.
We're in a situation now, though, media-wise, though, where there's so many streaming services and so much content out there.
It's just
that-
a bunch of monopolies.
Well, it is, and this stuff is actually these kinds of things have to start happening.
Yeah.
Because we can't be nickel and dime to death.
Nope.
Some people are going to have to lose in order for all that good
I think
content
you
to
need
move to one
rephrase
spot.
that. Nico and Zach can't be nickel and dime to death. I just mooch.
That's
That's
I
true.
mean-
Tina doesn't pay for a streaming service.
I mean,
No, I do. I pay for Funimation.
I pay for half of my streaming services.
I pay for HBO and Shudder.
What do I pay for? I pay for.
We thank you for your HBO service.
I pay for
Hook me
HBO,
up with the Shutter. I'd be great.
and I pay for.
Well, they need to see One Cut of the Dead.
You do.
No, I really want.
Anyway.
Shudder.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing, and this is what you feel really bad about getting hooked up with Shudder, though, because I bought Shudder first, and I was talking to Zach about it, and I'm like, dude, I'll give you my login if you want, but how bad do you feel about $4 a month? Because that's how much Shudder
And then I
costs.
got it. It's
He's just like, nah.
yeah.
I'm like, dude, $45, you can get it for the whole year. I mean, it's
good.
no money. It's no money. I don't mind $4 a month, but if you want my login, I'll give you my
Too bad.
No,
I'm
right
doing it
now
right
I've been. Of
What was
course,
that? I don't think the mic picked that up.
I mean, it's spoopy season, and granted, for me, spoopy season is all year round.
Same
But-
for me. Same for me.
Yeah. So it's like right now I'm trying to quench my horror thirst by watching all of the Into the Dark movies on Hulu. Some of them aren't bad.
Yeah.
Some of them need some work on their, writing and directing, but the premises are good. Like
Into the Dark?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a series of movies.
It's a movie anthology series. There are multiple movies.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the ones that I think had a lot of promise was Jumanji That Kills You.
Oh, wow.
That's the first one.
Oh, you mean Stay Alive?
No, it's not video game. It's a literal board game that they play, and yeah.
Oh. So I'm doing the same thing, and we'll talk about it more. I've got my stack back here of Halloween picks for the month. But speaking of anthology, on Shudder right now, they rebooted Creepshow. And the first,
I need to watch episode 2.
So have you seen the original film? Mm-hmm. So there's one, I think it's called Basket Case or something like that. It has Adrienne Barbeau in it, and there's a basket that's under some stairs, and it has a monster in it. Yeah. Well, Adrienne Barbeau is in
that made me terrified of stairs.
Yeah.
If I could see through the stairs, I refuse to go down them.
Yep.
Like.
So they brought Adrienne Barbeau back for the episode 1 of the new show. She's in it too. So it's kind of neat to.
Who's she playing?
Huh?
Who's she in episode 1?
In the she's the owner of the store.
Oh, really?
The big bushy hair, the big black hair.
Really?
Yeah. Adrienne Barbeau from Escape from New York and from Creepshow. That's the two. And from Swamp Thing, the original Swamp Thing. She's in that too.
Yeah, you can see her boobs.
I was gonna say she's topless in that one. It's not bad. Yeah, it's
okay.
All, yeah.
Well, I can't wait to rewatch that.
Yeah, so it's cool that she's in it, and the first one feels very reminiscent of an original Creepshow story.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, you guys need to see it. It's actually really good.
Or
if you want to buy something, if you'd like to buy something, you can get some Blu-rays this week. Toy Story 4 is out on Blu-ray 4K. There's an exclusive digipack at Target, and there's of course a steelbook at Best Buy. Annabelle Comes Home is out.
You could have Annabelle come home.
She could come home with you. That movie. I mean, if you like pumpkin spice latte, you might like that. Annabelle. It's not that bad.
It's all about the pumpkin cold brew this year.
Is that the thing?
That's the thing.
Deadwood the movie is out, and I actually want this, but I'm hoping they put it together in
a full set.
Yeah. And then also Midsommar is out.
4K is international.
4K is international.
But the 4K comes with a Blu-ray as well as a 4K Blu-ray, but the Blu-ray is region B.
Oh, it's the same as my Suspiria.
I can't wait for us to get 4K.
4K is the best.
You know what? You could get some comics.
What can we get in the comics?
From Marvel, we have Amazing Spider-Man 31.
Oh, real quick. If you want the director's cut of Midsommar,
Apple TV exclusive.
on physical, on Blu-ray,
Yeah.
it is available internationally.
Oh, all right.
Region B. I hope you have a Region B Blu-ray player.
You shouldn't have even brought it up. All right, comics.
Sorry.
Amazing Spider-Man 31, Doctor Doom number 1, Loki number 4,
Dr. Doom number
and
1.
the final one, Powers of X number 6 of 6, the last of the dual miniseries from Jonathan Hickman rebooting the X-Men franchise.
Now I'm going to catch up because it's done.
I am caught up to this issue, so this one I haven't read, and it's big. Like, it does a lot of stuff, and I don't know how they're going to do X-Men after this. I'm fascinated.
Cool.
From DC, we've got The Batman's Grave, number 1 of 12, from Warren Ellis. We've got Event Leviathan, number 5 of 6. If you need more Joker, you've got a one-shot Joker, Year of the Villain. And then we have Wonder Woman, number 80. In other titles, we've got Buffy and Angel, Hellmouth, number 1. So those two comic series crossing over.
All right.
Go Power Rangers, number 24. Red Sonja, number 5, and Spawn 301.
301 for Spawn. Wow.
Yep.
So I'm interested in Doctor Doom. I always like Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I may check it out. I caught up on my books this week. Most of them. I have some in my to-read pile, but I bought books this weekend.
Yeah, he did that while I was getting my tattoo done.
Nice.
Yeah, so House of X and Powers of X are, like I said, weighty X-Men stuff.
Oh, awesome! I'm glad because
yeah.
I'm gonna catch up now that it's finished. All right. Well, I guess that's gonna bring us in because I know you guys are hungry
I'm tired.
and tired.
Yep.
But it was worth it because you saw Joker and that was an experience. One thing about Joker, I will say, it needs to be seen in theater.
I think it was a good theater experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those films where it's like it starts out in 185 and the whole time I'm thinking,
Pee before
thank
you go.
God this is in 185.
I had to go pee. Like you know when the prime time to pee is if you know the Chaplin short silent film.
Yeah.
You
That's a
can
good
run
point.
and go, and then come back, and you won't because he stands there and watches it for a minute.
Yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I went
Yeah.
to go pee
That's when I
when he
went.
was doing his stand-up comedy, and I returned with him and his mom yelling at each other.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, she missed the reading of the letter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right, Tina, where do we find you on the internet?
You can find me on Instagram at NovinityAvalon, and you can also find me on Twitter at CheddarPopper. That is CheddarPoppr.
Nice. Nico?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Nico Scream, NIKOSCREAM. And finding me, put the full comic list of things, if you want to see what else came out, on Culturesmash.tv.
Yep. Zach?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram. I am MasterDomatrix91. You can also find me on Steam and Twitch. I am a dangerous mutant lunatic. I'm back into CSGO. Every time I think I'm out, it pulls me back in.
All right.
Every time I'm like, I'm done playing this game.
Nope.
So
Let me just see how it's changed.
it hasn't changed.
It sucks me back in.
Dumbass.
All right, Steven?
So you can find me at all things Culture Smash, mostly on Facebook, just Culture Smash TV. Of course, if you're listening to audio, the YouTube channel again is youtube.com/CultureSmashTV. I have a new Instagram account that I started for physical media project that we're going to be doing on Culture Smash. It's OTS Movie Night. That's OTS Movie Night. That's short for Off the Shelf Movie Night because it's everything from back here. And right now, I'm just taking a picture every day of the horror movie that I watch for Halloween because I'm trying to watch a horror movie every day.
Yeah.
Nice.
So far, I've been good at it. I cheated one day or 2 days. I cheated because I watched a 4-hour documentary. I watched 2 hours one night and 2 hours the next
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Man, it's so good.
Yeah,
And I'm
I love that documentary.
It's the Nightmare on Elm Street one?
Yeah.
It is, and I'm about to do
so
it again
good.
because I have the Jason one. I have
Oh,
the
nice.
4-hour Jason one back here too. I'm going to do that
That's not
for
as good.
2 nights. Yeah, it's not as good, but it's still worth a watch.
I will say, when I watched the Nightmare on Elm Street one, I hadn't owned any of the movies. Of course, I'd seen all of them, but I hadn't actually owned any of them. And that, like, I immediately went out and, like, well, I say went out. I immediately went on Amazon and, like, bought the 8-film collection. I was like, okay, get to my house.
Time to watch. Yeah, that documentary for it just if you watch the first time I saw it years ago, I watched the whole 4 hours back to back and it flew by.
Oh, yeah. I watched it, like, sitting on my couch.
Pacing
And
is
when I
so
tried to...
good.
It's so good.
When I tried to stand up, my legs were like, hey, what?
Yeah.
It's like,
So follow me on that Instagram and you'll see a picture every day of what I'm watching. Technically, I don't have to do 30 films. I've got 31 films back here, but one night this month we're gonna do 12 hours of terror.
7
That's a bill, of course. 7 films back to back.
Good luck.
by the time payday came around, it was sold out, and I was
It's sold out super
mad.
Now,
could have asked
you could
one of us
would have purchased your tickets
gladly.
for you.
Yeah.
And fact is,
Not me.
There will probably be an opportunity to go. I have a sneaking suspicion because there's people that just don't go every year.
Yeah.
They back out and they wait too late. And there's always tickets at the box office. So I mean, if you wanted to go, you could still get in.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's
You
gonna
might
be
have
fun.
to fight for it, but
Arm wrestle.
She can do it.
Just arm wrestle.
She's scrappy.
I think you could do it.
Yep.
You can win. All right, so I guess that'll bring this baby to an end.
join us for our 5 a.m. coffee break.
Exactly. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.